Welcome back, everyone. This is GTA Failer. 2 videos ago, we tackled Vigilante on Portland Island and made sure we got 20 in a row, even though you don't have to do Vigilante consecutively. And then last video, we tackled Vigilante on Shoreside, and there we made sure to use every weapon, and we got at least 1 kill with every weapon, including the detonator. And in this video, we're going to do our last Vigilante tasks, and it's here on Staunton Island. And a lot of this video, we're going to be using the police enforcer for the first time. All the other kills we did while we were in the police car. So, as I mentioned, we used every weapon imaginable in the last video. And so the thing that we're going to do to try to make this a plus experience on the third island is the opposite of using every weapon. And so the idea I had here was that I would use no weapons at any point in this video. And so that's the task, is to do 20 vigilante kills here on Staunton without using any weapons of any kind. Now, I have no aspirations of trying to do 20 in a row. I'd never actually used the enforcer to do any vigilante until I made this video. So I wasn't sure how it was going to go. But if I could get 20 in a row, that'd be cool. But that wasn't the goal starting out with the recording of this video. So the basic idea is to get the criminals to stop by mushing their car into some building or whatever, and then squish them. So I said no weapons. All right, technically, I guess the enforcer is a weapon. It's a pretty heavy one, but anyway, no weapons from that top right box there in yellow, including no doing any drive-bys, no Uzi ammo for drive-bys. So we'll just see how this goes. So let me mention that I didn't list the fail states for Vigilante. So even though you don't need to complete 20 Vigilante kills in a row, there are a number of ways in which Vigilante will end. So here's the complete list of ways in which Vigilante will end. One way is to get wasted, as usual. Another way is to get busted, as usual. Both of those end Vigilante. Another way to end Vigilante, here we're going to smash into this guy, which sends him flying into this area off to my left. But he does a pretty darn good job of getting out of there. Typically, the criminals, when I smash them into that area there, they can't find their way out. They just end up getting out of the vehicle and then walking around. Here I think I'm going to fast forward. My intention here, since I had this 2-star wanted level, which I'm not thrilled by, was to try to get maybe one of the other officers to do the dirty work and squish the patient with their vehicle. But I didn't know how to lure them onto the criminal, right? They're all following me. If I could have thought about it a little bit longer, maybe I could have found a way to have the criminal be between me and the police cars. It didn't end up happening, so at some point I just said, fine, fellow officers, I will do the dirty work. Okay, so another way for Vigilante to end is, now I'm going to do a lot of cuts, showing you successes mostly, a couple of fails. Here I think we're going to smush this guy off the edge of this cliff here and say, enjoy the water. Kind of scary there, because if I go sailing off the edge of the cliff, then I die and I have to restart because I don't want to die. So lots of cuts here, but I'll just kind of keep reading the fail states. This was a first for me. Never never smashed a criminal vehicle into Belleville Park here. So I wasn't sure what was going to happen. I was kind of looking at them to see what they would do. But I also didn't want to get busted, so I think I'm just going to use some of our newly earned police bribes right here. We've got 4 of them, 2 from Portland, 2 from Shoreside. I don't know if you noticed, it was pretty quick in that video, but the 4 police bribes that we've earned were not consecutive over by our safe house. There was like 2 right next to each other, and then there was a space, like a gap, and then there were another 2. And I think I understand what's happening there, and I'll explain it in a little bit. Okay, so just more of the same, trying to get them to get out, and then run them over. Okay, getting back to the fail states, if you remain outside of a law enforcement vehicle for more than 60 seconds, then you fail. I mean, like, you still get credit for any previous kills, but Vigilante ends, I guess I should say. In Vice City Stories, it's not 60 seconds, it's 30 seconds in that game. Vigilante will also end if time runs out. Let's see what's happening here. Can we smash him? So there I thought maybe I could get him to go over the edge. The police enforcer is just really heavy, which is nice in some respects. If you push the mission start or end button, then you will obviously end Vigilante. And then finally, only in Vice City Stories, if your vehicle is destroyed, then Vigilante ends. So that's a change too. Something different from the rest of the GTA universe. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the cash rewards. So the main reward for doing Vigilante is those 6 lovely bribe stars. I regret smushing that guy. I should have just let the other NPC keep fighting with him. Maybe the other NPC would have beat that guy in a round of fisticuffs. Okay, I mentioned the cash in the last video, but I actually didn't have the full story until I was recording this video. So I thought that the only cash bonuses that you get were 500 for the first kill, 1,000 for the second kill. This is trouble right here, gang. Oh, this is painful to watch. So I intended to smush them over the edge, not realizing that I was in danger myself. And the reason that's particularly painful is that I don't want to die anywhere in this series. So even though I already had, I think, 8 vigilante kills, I'm now starting over. So you're going to see 28 vigilante kills in this video instead of 20, just because I don't want to have any deaths next to that statistic at the end of this entire video series. Yeah, okay, so then I think I was getting a little bit greedy there in terms of maybe going for 20 in a row. And I also, so for the rest of the video, I'll get however many in a row I get, and at various points I will like just end Vigilante so I can save and then not have to restart like I did there. Okay, so here we got the person to get out, but then I was kind of gun shy because they're sort of near the edge here, and I don't want to drive off into the water again. I was hoping they would just go off into the water, so that's why I'm kind of sitting here waiting. And then I was going to squish them, but then they fell down. And now I'm waiting for the, vigilante killed because I thought they just fell into the water. But apparently it's not water directly under this part of the map. It's that other major highway, 2 lanes going each direction. So here we're fast forwarding a little bit as I make my way a U-turn to the right here to get down to where they are to just see what's going on. So I guess they landed on their feet and they're just hanging out here waiting for me. Sometimes they get to another car, but I find that's not super common. And there, I think I didn't kill them because they were already on the ground from getting hit by that other car. I guess people are temporarily invulnerable when they're lying on the ground and getting run over by a big police enforcer, just like in real life. Okay, so coming back to the money, I thought it was 500 for the first kill, 1,000 for the second one, 1,500 for the third one. You got to do them consecutive to get these stacking bonuses. Otherwise, you just keep starting back over at 500. And so I thought that was it, just 500 more for each additional consecutive kill. But it turns out that there are bonuses if you get 5 kills in a row, or 10 kills in a row, or 15 kills in a row, every multiple of 5. So if you get 5 kills in a row, then you get $2,500, which is the standard number for having 5 consecutive kills, but then you also get an additional bonus of $5,000 cash. So both of those numbers will get added to your bank account at that moment, $7,500 total. If you continue and you get a 10th kill, then for that 10th kill only, you'll get $5,000. That's the standard number, but then you'll also get a bonus of $10,000. So here I ran out of time, and I started Vigilante again, but I just decided to follow this cartel cruiser for a little while just to see what he would do. So he's just an aggressive driver, but I didn't notice anything different about him other than the fact that he was being quite aggressive. Okay, so then my enforcer blew up, which is fine. You can see I still have some time to get back into a police car, which I don't think I'm going to find a police car within the time, but I still can get credit for completing the kill. So there you go. So that one counted for me, and then probably another cut coming up as I make my way over to get a brand new police car. Okay, so here I again thought they were in water. I didn't know. I was like, well, if it's safe for them to go off this edge, then maybe it's safe for me. And I did that sick reverse with the 360 spin in the air. That's pretty sweet. Okay, continuing on your 15th consecutive kill here in Vigilante. Here I'm going to show off a little shortcut just in case you weren't aware, connecting kind of the main highway to this road that is just west of Belleville Park. Okay, so if you get your 15th kill in a row, you get $7,500. That's the standard number, but then you also get a Vigilante bonus of $15,000 extra. And last one I'll share, if you get 20 kills in a row, you get $10,000 just for that single 20th kill, but then you also get a bonus of $20,000 extra. So the bonus happens every 5, and it is double the cash amount of whatever that particular round was going to give you naturally. So you end up getting triple the cash amount than that you'd expect. So like the last number I said is on the 20th kill, you get 10 grand plus an additional 20 grand. So instead of 10 grand, you get 30 grand altogether. Here, the school bus was doing my work, kind of slowing this guy down. I thought I would help out a little bit. Um, and this criminal, I was trying to smush him, but they decided to get into the school bus, and I said, we can't have that. These kiddies need to get to school on time at 4:40 in the morning. And so we'll just keep smushing folks. And now I'll talk a little bit about why I hate vigilante. So first, I'm going to share that this rant is not going to be as organized or detailed or as long. Oh, that was my 10th one in a row. Not in a row, but 10th one total, not counting the 8 that I first started in this video, and then I died, so I started over. So I've just got 10 more to do, and it looks like this video is only like another 8 minutes. So a shorter rant than before. Here I'm going to lose my... So silly. A shorter rant than before, not as organized as before when I was ranting about paramedic. That one I really wrote down all the bullet points and thought things over. So this is not going to be as organized or as long, but I hate vigilante. So here I was stuck because I didn't have enough room to get out. So then I hit the get out of vehicle button, and now I'm stuck in the enforcer. Like I can't move around. I'm just moving my camera around. And I thought this might be like a soft lock of the game. I'm gonna have to like reset. And then I realized that like I could see the inside of my face, which was horrifying. My goodness. My goodness. I look like a werewolf. If I were into making screenshots for YouTube videos, this might be it right there. Okay, so sorry for the nightmares I'm causing. So let's get back to the rant. I think at some point I'm going to shoot a rocket and blow up this. Yeah, there we go. So that got me out. Almost died, but I was okay. All right. So my hatred of vigilante has everything to do with my own struggles to complete vigilante fast. Like if you're just doing vigilante casually, oh, I'm going to show you here. Check out the police bribes. See how there's 2 and then a gap and then 3. So I think what's happened is that the 2 police bribes you get from Portland are designated to go in one particular spot at the safe house. And then the 2 police bribes from Staunton, which are presumably the next ones you get, are supposed to go right next to the 2 from Portland. And then, you'd probably get the shoreside ones last, so those ones go on the end. But I got them out of order here, and so yeah, I had no idea, but there's that gap because I got them out of order. Okay, so here, this guy magically, the criminal magically drove through and teleported through this fence. The fence is not broken, you can see. He's just on the wrong side of the fence, and there's no gap there. I wasn't sure what to do. I really wish I would have let the cartel gang member there shoot my vehicle a bunch and blow it up like right next to the criminal. That would have been okay. And ultimately, I just break through the fence. Okay, so casually, I think that vigilante is fine. It might be kind of fun, chasing after the bad guys and shooting them up and destroying them. So like all good stuff casually. But my main problem with vigilante is that I find it really inconsistent in terms of how long it takes me when I'm speedrunning. And when I'm speedrunning, I'm really focused on completing the game well and completing the game quickly and maybe beating my personal best time. And so it can be really frustrating for things to go wrong in vigilante, and they just do. They go wrong like so much for me when I'm trying to speed run the game and I'm doing vigilante. So like a good vigilante, like I just do the 20 kills on Portland at some point, not consecutively, but like all in one session, one after the other. And then later on, I do the 20 kills all in one session on Staunton, and then later on 20 kills all in one session on Shoreside. And like a good vigilante on any of the islands takes about 20 minutes, maybe a tiny bit longer on Shoreside, just because of the disconnected nature of the map. But I really do all the time like restart vigilante if the next criminal is far away from where I am. Okay, so a good time on vigilante on each island takes about 20 minutes, but like I'm so inconsistent, and a bad vigilante, especially on the second or third island, could take 25 minutes, 30 minutes, 35 minutes, like almost twice as long. and I'm just sitting there like in agony for like 35 minutes, like trying and failing to kill these criminals. So like it just can be really frustrating if, because I'm trying to do it for speed. On the first island, I don't have any M16 ammo, so I can't do any. All I can do is drive-bys, as opposed to my technique from the first video in this in the Vigilante series of 3 videos here. Um, and so I struggle mightily on the first island just because I don't have my nice M16 ammo. On the second and third islands, I do much better since I have tons of M16 ammo, which I purchased from Phil at the far north of Staunton Island after a mission called Arms Shortage. So still on any of the islands. It's just too easy for me to lose my police car. Like I roll it, like if I'm driving top speed, it's just so easy for me to lose control of my police car from like clipping a light pole or hitting another vehicle or just turning. Like if I'm going full speed in the police car and I turn a little bit too aggressively, I can just roll my police car and then lose it. And like it's not mission fail, but it's just a big fat time loss where I have to go run and try to find another police car. Um, and I could also lose my police car from it sustaining too much damage because obviously it gets damaged a lot as I smash into the other car, or like maybe I like explode my police car because I'm using the M16 technique and my police car is too close to the criminal's car when the criminal's car explodes. So all of these things just represent big fat time losses, and it's just frustrating. Like I said, it's the consistency thing that I guess I'm railing against. So I mentioned before how on the second and third islands, parts of the map are directly, like some roads are directly above or directly below other roads. And so it can be difficult for me to know exactly where the criminal is looking at the mini map on the second or third island, which can cost time if I just go to the wrong spot, misreading the map. Police interference costs time, and you're always having to kind of manage your police level. Here I'm just doing a thing. Don't worry about that. Um, and I could get busted, which is like terrible, like a terrible loss of time. If I die because I'm in an explosion, or I get busted, then I lose all my weapons, and then I have to go restock my weapons, which might be like just a 2-minute time loss in and of itself, just restocking my weapons so that I can continue my my standard speed run route. Here, I thought that I could blow up this guy with the detonator. Sorry, not the detonator, but this is a different kind of bomb where it's like you get out and then 10 seconds later it explodes. But instead, he chased me, and I got nothing. I got absolutely nothing out of that. So then I think I try to arm like my next police vehicle with another, whatchamacallit, another bomb just to try it again. But it didn't pan out. But I tried. And here I decided to like try to beat this car with the baseball bat and see if I could catch the car on fire. I didn't want to use any like ammo, but I was like, oh, maybe I could try the baseball bat, and accidentally hit the criminal. Sorry. Okay, so that was number 20, and so that's the final police bribe there, and didn't go at all as planned, which is how Vigilante typically goes for me. Okay, so I don't know what else I'm doing here. So I guess I'm done with Vigilante stuff, and now I don't know, my healing. I'm not sure what I'm doing. Another problem I have with Vigilante, I guess I'm going to show off the 6 beautiful police bribe stars, and then demonstrate how to use them. So we're going to cause a little chaos here just so I can lose my wanted level with the bribe stars that I've earned, 6 of them in total at each safe house. They do, you use them and then they disappear for a little while, but they respawn pretty quick, I think. Or maybe you just need to run away a certain distance. I think it's a timing thing. I don't think it's a distance away from the police bribes thing. Another issue I have with Vigilante is like that GTA physics can just like flip my police car for no good reason at all. Running into a criminal car at high speed can flip my police car, which is like reasonable. Sometimes it flips their car, but if it flips mine, it's again a big fat time loss. So I just find it super inconsistent and not like if it goes well, it's fun, but oftentimes it's not fun. All right, so that's it. End of rant. Last fact, oh, that was slick, just jumping right over that speeding police car that was on fire. All right, getting hit in the back twice by other police cars was not as slick. Okay, so this is the max level we can get, 4 stars, and now I will clear those 4 stars by using 4 of my 6 bribe stars. I'll also point out There was one kill that we did where like our police enforcer, I think it was, blew up, but I still had like 60 seconds to get in the police car, and the criminal was running away from me like on that bridge on the far west of this island. And so I got out. I stole another car. It was some sports car, like a Cheetah maybe, and I ran him over, even though the 60-second clock was ticking down. So I just want to point out that even though I got credit for that kill, the next criminal won't spawn on the map until you're back in the police vehicle. Even though you have 60 seconds to get back in the police vehicle, if you complete a kill out of the police vehicle, the next criminal won't spawn. And you also can't cancel vigilante unless you're in a police vehicle. Okay, so that is the end of Vigilante on all 3 islands, all done, 60 completed, and 6 bribe stars. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you real soon.